welcome to another video. It's me, Radhia. I'm pretty excited to share this one because this was my first time hosting a workshop. So some people at the Multicultural Student Affairs at Northwestern University emailed me asking if I was available to do a workshop on campus. Grace and Christine, who were trying to organize this workshop, originally reached out to me during the middle of March, and if you saw my last vlog, you'll know that March was so busy and filled with me running around because I was preparing for a huge weekend-long illustration festival here in New York City. This was my very first opportunity to do a workshop, so I definitely wanted to say yes. So we managed to pick a date in the middle of May, and that way we could brainstorm and prepare all the details for the workshop. Because Northwestern University is in Chicago, Illinois, that means I would have to travel to teach the workshop in person. As a working full-time artist, I think it's very important to mention that they did indeed compensate me to teach the workshop on top of covering for the travel expenses it took for me to get from New York City to Chicago. We love when artists get paid for their time and labor. I wanted to come up with a workshop that would implement some kind of practice that people could take away with them even after it was done, regardless of whether or not they're an artist or even see themselves as a creative person. So I decided to make this a sketchbook workshop, and we put together a small list of materials that people could take with them afterwards. Julian also came along with me on this trip. He actually put the playlist together, and Grace was especially accommodating and so kind and considerate when it came to helping us organize and structure everything. So we stayed in Chicago for 3 days, one of those days being the day of the workshop, and I will say the trip went very smoothly despite us speed running through Chicago. This was also during AAPI Heritage Month, so I was glad they highlighted Asian Americans such as myself. If you happen to click on this video and have no idea who I am, hello, my name is Radhia Rahman. I'm a Bengali American illustrator born and raised in New York City. I share my studio practice and bits of my life in the form of vlogs on YouTube. I also run a small business, and I'm actually working through a shop update as we speak. But as a South Asian illustrator, there are not that many of us, so I'm really glad we are finally getting the recognition we deserve. I was more than honored to go all the way to Northwestern University to present, share a little bit about myself and my work, and also do my very first solo workshop. It was also our first time visiting Chicago, so of course we had to do a little bit of sightseeing in the very few days we spent there, and I definitely want to visit there again sometime soon. I also shared a few more studio moments from the rest of my May, so this vlog is kind of a combo of travel and studio vlog. I really hope you enjoy watching this, and I will see you at the end of the video. How awkward this is. You just like being in the reflection of the mirror and me like starting to film. Hello, it's day 2 of us in Chicago. We literally speed ran through the first day.
saw the bean. I'm doing my makeup. This is the first time I'm staying at a hotel. Today is Friday, May 13th. Spooky dooky. And today I will be doing the workshop at Northwestern. So we're gonna see where we can find breakfast that I can eat and also Julian. And then we're gonna maybe head to the Garfield conservatory and then a secondhand art shop. I wish New York had a secondhand art shop because I remember in one of Lee's videos, she said there was this place called Indigo Hippo in Cincinnati or like in some part of Ohio because she's from Ohio. I still haven't rode the Chicago Transit yet. Even though I'm from New York and like, you know, we have a Metro card, I just honestly pay the subway fare with my phone now. It just makes it so much more convenient than like going up to the kiosk and like refilling my Metro card, which like now that I think about it sounds very transplanty, but I mean it's convenient. So, and I can also like get on the bus at any point and just literally tap my phone instead of having to like go to a station and refill my whatever, you know. But the way you buy a, what is it, like a Ventra ticket is like very different. Like you have to buy a physical ticket in order to like use the app, and I'm like, can you just take the money from my wallet, please? Wish me luck on the workshop. I'm very excited. I just got an email from Grace, who contacted me originally for the workshop, saying that 23 people signed up, and that's like what the standard size of a college class. So I'm excited. I still have to like prepare my notes because I do know what I say usually, but it's just easier to have notes with my slides printed on just so I know what's like popping up next. So brought my My Melody sandals because I don't want to touch the stinky floor. Also, I got these cute socks from Chinatown yesterday. So we have the bathroom. Fancy toilet that had these. This is how you flush. This is the shower. And then there's like a closet that has stuff in it, like an ironing board. This is probably so lame. Then we have a long length mirror and this pillow that we kept to the side because it's literally like this weird ass pillow that I don't know what to do with. There's Julian. This is our bed, but this is pretty much the living quarters for now. And our luggages are just kind of like put over there, but we're about to head out.
workshop yesterday. It went really well. Today is our last day in Chicago. It's also our last time being in this hotel. We kind of don't know what we're gonna do today. Maybe go to the Chicago Art Institute. Julie wanted to pick up an art book at the Contemporary Art Museum of Contemporary Art. It was supposed to thunderstorm today, but it looks like it's just cloudy, which is like really nice because I did not pack shoes for intense rain or thunderstorms, and I don't want to fly back in a thunderstorm because that's kind of what happened when we went to Florida and we flew through a thunderstorm to land, and that was kind of terrifying. Like, it's like already terrifying when you see a thunderstorm in general, but being in a metal cylinder in the sky while it's happening is like a different experience. We genuinely speed ran through Chicago. There was a really cute antique shop that I saw that I kind of wanted to go to, but it closed at 3 p.m. and it was definitely one of those towns where it has like a bedtime. But yeah, I'm gonna get dressed and gonna figure out how we're going to spend the last few hours in Chicago because our flight is in the evening.
So confused.
Hello, I'm now back from Chicago. Took a day to clean up the apartment since Emma moved out, and we moved Julian's stuff into her old bedroom because he'll be using that as a studio, which means it is officially time for me to find my own studio space, and we still have to actually renew our lease for another year because we want to continue living in this apartment. I did want to share some of the things that I got at that secondhand art shop because I think that's so cool. I don't know why New York does not have something like that, but I got a few fiber art things, I got a few sewing things, and there's some stuff in my pencil case because I bought like a single pencil and a sharpener, and everything that I bought was like under $10, and I'm like, wow, if I went to Michael's this would have been like double that. So first up, I got this like neon hot pink Prismacolor pencil. Feels like I'm a beauty influencer. This one's not that great. I have an actual Prismacolor pink neon pencil. This is the one that I got from Chicago on top, and this is the one on the bottom. And the one on the bottom I've had for a while. This one's really chalky, so pass on this one. But I also did find this M&R brass lead sharpener that has like 2 different holes. These are like $5 or $6 and this was 25 cents, which was like absolutely a steal. And then I got some yarn. So I love this color, this pukey chartreuse green. I do love green even though I don't wear it as often, but I'm finding that when I do wear green, it brings out the olive undertones in my skin and it makes it look really nice. So I don't know what I will make out of this, but I liked how it felt and also just the color in general. I might make something nice and chunky out of it. Then I got this blue yarn. It feels like wool. This was only $1. That was $2, I think. No, this was $1. Wow, $1. I still want to punch needle something, so this is like the perfect blue that I use for doing my line work. So this is definitely not going to be enough, but we can see how far we get with this. Then we got this, it says Golden Special Knitting Yarn, and it's this Olympus brand. This was a little bit more expensive, it's $5, but I loved the pink. The pink is a perfect bubblegum pink, and I was thinking of using this like yarn as a bookbinding material, so binding the edge of a nicer zine, who knows, but I'll figure out ways to use this for sure. And then lastly, I got these prims. Is that what they're called? These, I know what it's called in Bengali. My mom calls them tip button because of the noise that they make. It's like a little snap button. Got 2 sizes, and then I also got these hooks. And look at the vintage packaging. These are only like 50 or 25 cents. And I don't need a ton, I just need a couple because I have this blouse. I have a vintage blouse where the top collar kind of needs hooks so it can like stay in place. So this was perfect. Overall, Chicago was quite nice. We speed ran through like as much as we could within 3 days. Definitely didn't see everything, but we did see quite a lot. It was really fun teaching the workshop too. A lot of people were like coming up to me at the end and like telling me how much they loved the workshop, which was like very flattering, and I'm glad that the presentation that I did was worthwhile and people got to enjoy the experience. Thank you, Grace, again for inviting me. Chicago is definitely very similar to New York, but only if New York streets were a little bit wider and the infrastructure was a bit more spread out. The first thing I noticed when we were Ubering from the airport is how green Chicago was. And I can't tell if it's like the New York City air pollution, but our trees, the tree game is weak. Like our trees are not that green at all. I also touched Lake Michigan at one of the Northwestern University campuses. They have like a little beach. I don't know if we would call it a beach because it's part of the Great Lakes, but they have like a little beach area, and I just went up to the water and just like dipped my fingers in there. It was kind of crazy. Man, those lakes are huge. Now I understand why they're called Great Lakes, because even when we were flying over the body of water, it was just like massive. And I remember when we went to California, it was just wild seeing the Pacific Ocean because it just looked like never-ending water. But that was really, really fun. I'm hoping that one day I can visit Chicago again at some point. But right now I'm actually going to see a friend. Vicki is in town. Thanks you if you know her on YouTube and if you know her art. I'm gonna go see Vicki. The last time she was here was in November, and I was literally like on the way to do a talk at SVA and also teach a class at SVA, and it felt like we just didn't have enough time to hang, but it's gonna be really nice. I planned out a few things today and hopefully it'll be chill, so I will take you along on this journey. See ya. Turn the AC off because it's like 90 million degrees outside, but if I have the AC on while I'm recording, obviously it's just gonna be a little bit of a disaster. I hung out with Vicki. Emma moved out. Her new apartment is looking really nice. She's sent me photos of it. I'll ask if I can share some photos here so you guys can see. Ivy's chilling. Cooney's a little confused and sad because Ivy's not here, but like they weren't like snuggle buddies or anything. He just loved bothering her. I'm watching Lee's old videos and I don't know what it is about like watching people's older studio vlogs, but that shit gets me going. I'm like, why am I not getting this shop update ready? In a perfect world, I would love to have my shop open year round, but that just is not happening. And now that we have an extra room, Julian is using that as a studio. However, I'm wondering if I should put in like one desk and maybe move my inventory shelf there just so it's like more of a like packing area. Right now, the living room is sort of a mess. It's not looking too hot, but I have boxes of products that are ready for the shop update and some things that used to be in that green drawer because that green drawer was Emma's. Doing inventory currently. Inside here are some orders that I've held since fall that are going to Australia and New Zealand because USPS is finally resuming service. This is the situation going on in this corner. I have a few framed prints. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to put up on this wall. This is the state of the studio right now. Found a few thrips on my giant monstera, but I've been literally turning every leaf over to see if there are any more. I've put this on the coffee table so that I can rotate it properly because it kind of like went like this and it's like all over the place, and my plant is currently in bondage, so I can properly stake it up before I like repot it. And the pot is plastic and this jar of water is specifically here to weigh it down because there was one day that my plant fell over and it went into the freaking air purifier and there was soil rattling around in the air purifier, so. Anyways, back to work. So they're drying and I'm trying not to screw them up, but this is the blouse and I finally sealed the top of the blouse so that it's not just like open and looking messy, but I think it looks really great and I've finally gotten the chance to wear this outside, so I'm really happy about that. Mend your clothes, repurpose your clothes in any way that you can. That is sustainable fashion. Hello and welcome back. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Please give this a like, and if you want, check out my other studio vlogs if you haven't already. If you want to see more of what I have to share, hit subscribe, hit that bell notification if you actually want YouTube to notify you whenever I have a new upload or a live premiere, or feel free to follow me on Instagram. That's where I share some of my works in progress and stuff that I'm doing at the moment. Thank you again to Grace and Christine for inviting me to that workshop. I think I said everything that I needed to say about all of my feelings about the workshop. It was just a wonderful experience overall. And if you want me to come talk or do a workshop at your university, just like email me. It's just as simple as that. I would love to do it again. I've done plenty of presentations in the past, but this was the first time I've done a workshop. But I will say, make sure that artists are paid for their time and labor, because I have heard stories of other artists that never got compensated by these prestigious universities that probably had the budget to do so. It's a little disheartening because you wouldn't refuse to pay a professor or anyone else in a different line of work, but when it comes to artists, people are very hesitant to pay working, living artists. So I am very grateful that Northwestern University compensated me very fairly for my time and efforts there, and I got nothing but good vibes from Grace when she originally approached me about doing the workshop. Right now I am in the midst of catching up on editing, so I think after this I'll have a summer vlog, or a 2-part summer vlog. And as for the shop update, I've been thinking about curating a newsletter specifically for shop updates, because I always get so sad when I see a bunch of comments telling me that they missed my shop update. So I'm trying to structure a newsletter that will send people an email only whenever I have a shop update. So nothing, no spams in your inbox and whatnot. And this is especially for people that may not have social media, or they don't check social media as often. And don't worry, I will still post about it on social media, but things like Instagram, where I announce it more frequently, I feel like the people that I follow on Instagram, I'm not even seeing their posts. So it's very helpful for you guys to hit that little bell notification, so whenever I do post something, y'all will actually see it. So once I have that officially structured and put together, I will leave a link for the newsletter in the description, and it's just gonna be connected to my website, and you'll be able to sign up via email. I wanted to give a shout out to my lovely patrons, because their support allows me to have my shop closed for periods of time, so I get the chance to work on new products. They are also the reason why I have so much autonomy over my freelance work, and if you've noticed, they are also the reason that I get the chance to edit more vlogs and upload more frequently, which is something that I've been wanting to do for a hot minute, and that is thanks to this desktop that I got at the beginning of the year, which has helped me edit my videos way faster. If you would like to join the patron community, feel free to pledge over on Patreon. I will say there are some fun things I've uploaded on there, and I think it's definitely worth the pledge. There's no pressure to do so, but if that's your jam, then feel free to support me on Patreon. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you all again very soon. Goodbye!